the iCafe Studio. I'm Robin Rivnetz. Today we're going to take a look at some basic features of using OneNote. To do so, we first need to open up OneNote. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to open up OneNote, which is down here on my taskbar, and OneNote opens up. Now when you open up OneNote, by default it has your notebooks to be collapsed. So to make it to where you can see it a little bit better and actually see all your notebooks that you may or may not have open on your computer, I'm going to choose this little drop down arrow next to my notebook called iCafe Studio. And when I do, I can see that I have two notebooks actually open over here. I'm going to choose to select that little pin that's in that right hand corner to pin my notebook pane to the side. What this does is it allows me to see my notebooks stacked on top of each other over here. I also, when I use OneNote, often not, I like to look at my tools along the top in my taskbar at the top. So if I want to expand my ribbons, the same would apply. If I click on my home button, for instance, I may want to see the actual tools and I want them to stay showing up as I work in my notebook. So I'm also going to select to pin this to the ribbon. And then I have a view that looks like this. So let's take a look at OneNote, what it is, the basic layouts, and actually how you can use OneNote for productivity purposes. Now, on the left-hand side, we're going to take a look at this little pane right here. I call this pane your bookshelf. So think of this just like a bookshelf, and these are my different notebooks. Now, for comparison purposes, a notebook is much like a binder. So if you think of a binder, a 3-ring binder, you have different binders. Maybe you have them for different purposes, for different classes that you may be working in and whatnot. And those binders each have sections, which we call our dividers, and each binder would also have pages, which is your loose leaf. So the way OneNote works is it's set up very similar. So the left-hand side, these would be my two binders. I have one called My Notebook, and I have another binder called iCafe Studio. Along the top, I have sections. These would be my dividers in a traditional binder. And then along the right-hand side, I actually have my pages. This is a blank notebook that I have here, so I only have one section and one page in it currently. If I click on the other notebook that I have, again you see I have one section here called Quick Notes, and then I have two pages that give me some basic information on how to use OneNote and its layout. I'm going to go back to my iCafe Studio notebook, and we're going to take a look at how do you create new sections and how do you create new pages. How do you put things actually on the page that is here, and then how does OneNote actually save? So let's start off with looking at how to create a section. Now it defaults to giving you one section in a notebook when you first create it, and it defaults to titling that section New Section 1. That's not really what I probably want my section titled, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on that section and I'm just going to choose Rename. And when I do, I'm going to go ahead and say Day 1. Okay, so now I have a section called Day 1. If I also want a new section, and again, remember sections are just like our dividers, I just click on that little plus sign next to that and it creates a new section. And when I do, I can also give that section a new title. And I can continue clicking on giving myself as many sections in my notebook as I see fit. Just a note on that, there are no limits to how many sections you can have in a notebook, and there is no limit to the number of pages you can have in a notebook. So let's go back to the Day 1 section. So I'm in section Day 1 now, and I have a blank page here, and if you notice to the right hand side it actually says Untitled Page. I'm going to give my page a title. So when I click above that line right there, I can go ahead and give this page a title, and I'm going to go ahead and title that one Notes. Now when I entitle the page Notes, notice it also gives it the title over here on the right hand side. So now I'm on the first page in my Day 1 section of my iCafe Studio notebook. So that's very simply how you create sections. Now let's take a look at how we'd actually create a new page. So much like it is to create a new section by just clicking the plus sign here, if I wanted a new page, I also have a plus sign showing up on the right hand of the page here, and it shows me that I can add a page. So just like I had the notes page, if I want a second page, I can add a new page there. And you can see I can continue clicking and getting additional sheets of paper. So all these are just blank sheets of paper inside my notebook. So let's talk about what you can actually put on your page in the notebook. The notebook is a very dynamic, fluid piece of paper, meaning that anything can reside on this piece of paper. You can have text here, you can have pictures, you can have files, any kinds of files that you would like. You can have things that you copy from the internet and actually put on your page. So we'll take a look on how to do some basic text adding to the page right now. So notice my cursor is just clicked right here on my page. I can start typing, and I can put some text here, and I can keep typing if I want on my page, and it's going to type, right? And obviously I can't spell. So I can type there. Now, being that this page is dynamic and fluid, I also can click and I can type in other places. So Microsoft OneNote is different than, like, let's take a look at Microsoft Word, where you are forced to type left to right and you are forced to start at the top left of your paper and move down. Inside OneNote, it's a very fluid piece of paper, meaning that I can type here, I can type here. So it allows for a free brainstorming type of thinking process. And later, if I want to, I can rearrange my text by just clicking on the individual boxes and dragging the text into the location that I want it. So that is how you actually add text. Now, like any other standard editing software, you have the ability to alter your text. So notice on my home ribbon, I can choose to change this font if I want to a different font style. I can change the size of the font, I can change the color of the font, and such. So I still have different things moving all around my page. Now, I haven't mentioned saving. So let's take a quick look at this. There is no save button in OneNote. What's happening here is inside OneNote, everything is automatically saving, and it is saving to the location in which you set up to create your notebook. So in the video if you look at the other video that talks about how to create a OneNote notebook, I also discuss where to save your notebooks at. And if your notebook is actually set to save in your SkyDrive Pro account, everything is automatically saving and backing up to that location. So if I close out of this program and I go home and I open my notebook up from a different computer or a different location, everything that I've done here today in this notebook would actually show up there as well, because it is syncing to the cloud and then able to synchronize across as many devices as possible that I would like to be using this information on. So this is simple text on your page inside OneNote. So basically, if you want to create a section in review, remember you just click on the little plus sign here, and this creates a new section. If you want to create a new page, you click add page and it creates a new page. Again, you can put any kind of text anywhere on your page that you want. That will get you the basic start and use for OneNote, and no need to save because it's automatically saving for you. If you'd like to learn more about OneNote, check out some of our other videos in our series. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Robin Rivnats, coming to you from the iCafe studio. Thanks and have a great day.